And so we're here today with Mark Brown, a world-traveling avid photographer for the last 40 or 50 years. And Mark's been here in Costa Rica. How long have you been here in Costa Rica, Mark?
5 years this St. Patrick's Day.
Okay. And talk to me a little bit about your photography here in Costa Rica. What kinds of things have you been focusing on?
Birds.
No pun intended.
No, the birds, because I was stuck right in the middle of just more birds than I've ever seen in America around my house, and there was such a variety that and the colors were amazing. So I just had to start photographing them, and I got hooked on it.
What's some of your secrets for getting some of those really good shots? Do you set up a blind? Did you shoot from your house out? Did you set up fruit baits? How did you get some of those shots?
Actually, the first house I was at, um, I just had a balcony that overlooked uh, the jungle area, and the birds would fly by. But I set up a bird bath, and it stopped them. And it took about maybe 6 to 8 months before they started using it. But then I had massive birds every morning, so I was able to sit somewhere in that place. I had a sunroom, and from the bedroom window looking through the sunroom, I had a view straight to the bird bath.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the camera there, and I could photograph at will without bothering them at all. So I got some great pictures.
In addition to shooting around your house, which is easy to do when you live in a place that is so wild like this. I mean, we have right behind you is the river valley going down. There are no houses down there. There's thousands of trees. There's a water source. And of course, there's fruit trees that grow. So it brings in birds from everywhere. But talk to me a little bit about some of the travel you've also done in Costa Rica to get some shots.
Well, I done a few trips. I went up to Guanacaste, Nosara, and I did some photographing there. And in the name escapes me, but the Dominical Beach.
So down south.
Yeah, and down in, I went all the way down to almost
to the Panamanian border.
Almost, yeah, and back.
What kinds of things were you shooting down there?
Just anything. I've always been a nature lover, and natural scenes, which are quite prevalent in this country, attract me, and the birds were a big plus. But I could go virtually anywhere in this country, and I can find some natural scenery that'll just knock your socks off.
So are there any specific places you go in the country for particular birds? I mean, for me, I got to go down to the beach if I want to get macaws. We don't get those up here, but we do get toucans and other birds up here. Talk to me a little bit about where you find the different kinds of birds you're trying to capture.
Well, scarlet macaws, Tarcolis. I've been down there twice now, and I've got some great pictures of scarlet macaws there, but they're just filling the trees down there. And but I don't look for specific birds. I just find a place that looks like birds like it, and all you have to do is just sit there
and wait for them to come.
Yep, and they will come up. I mean, as long as they see you not moving, or if you're moving very slowly. I mean, when I drink my coffee, I go like this. But they'll come down and they'll sit around. They'll sit 2 or 3 feet from you, and and if you move slowly, you can take some really fantastic shots of them.
So just some basic patience. Wait for them to come.
And there's so many different varieties that I don't look for specific birds. I just take what comes to me.
Do you have any favorites?
Wow. No, the more colorful, the more I like them. I love color and the pop that it has in photographs. And scarlet macaws are probably the best for that.
Yeah. Toucans, very colorful
Toucans
also.
too, yes. I
And
have 2 or 3 of them that come up here all the time. And I heard one just across the canyon there this morning.
yeah, they come up by my house too. And now that I have a plantain tree that's growing plantains, I think maybe they'll come for some of that fruit. But tell me if I'm wrong. The toucans also like those palm berries. Is that
Yes.
true? Yeah.
The second house I lived in had 3 Cuban royal palms, and they alternated, amazingly enough, but the berries would get ripe on one tree and the others were still green. And then once that one faded out, it's like they were communicating with each other, and they ripen like that. So there's a long period there with a lot of those. And the parrots, the parakeets, the toucans, everybody loves those things. Mots.
Oh, okay. So, in addition to the birding stuff, you've also started doing some drone work. Talk to me about that. And,
Yes.
yeah. How hard has it been to learn that? And
well, it takes practice, because if I have it set on GPS, it's locked and it's easy to control. But if you take it off of GPS, the wind will start affecting it, and inertia too. So it doesn't stop when you let go. It just keeps on sliding, more or less. So you have to learn to adjust for that. And you also have to learn to use the controls both forward and backward when you're flying. And it takes a lot of practice. You can't just get it and fly.
which models are you using?
I've had no problems at all. I bought a DJI Phantom 4 and Pro, and I've used that since 2017. Worked like a charm. I mean, I know there's a lot of them out there that have a lot better specs and stuff, but it does the job for me. And
yeah, well, anytime you buy anything tech and it lasts for what 8 years, 9 years,
mm-hmm.
yeah, you made a good investment. So, and what kinds of things have you been shooting with the drone? What kind of footage have you been going after?
It's mostly the nature, because there's a lot of places that you go where if you look at the scene, you say, geez, that would look so much better if I could just get 15 feet over to the side there and there's nothing there but a forest, a big jungle. Well, this I can pop up above the jungle and go to where I want to set the camera and point it and click, and there you go.
So the national bird just came and landed behind you for a minute or so.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
That was cool.
Moving around. And what is the national bird?
The Guiro. And it's the close cousin to the red-breasted robin. And a lot of the calls are very similar, especially the singing that they do just before rainy season. The red robins sing the exact same song.
Talk to me a little bit about the equipment you're using. What camera have you got, and what lenses do you use? What's your favorite lens for shooting? I'm guessing a long lens.
Yeah, the long lens. I got it's a Canon lens. It's 400 millimeter, and I've got a 1.25 extension on it, so it makes it 500 millimeter when I've got it extended. And that's my bird camera, because I can do a really close focus on them from a long ways away. I could take a picture of a bird on the house across the canyon there.
Wow.
And enlarge it post-processing and still come out with a decent picture of it.
Well, that's a long pull from here.
And the other lens is the one standard lens. It's 28 to 110.
Yeah.
And that one's the one I use for virtually everything else.
Yeah, for everything else. For when I'm traveling. Yeah, I've got a Sony A7, and I've got a 200 millimeter lens for which I can extend it to 400.
Mm-hmm.
That sometimes I wish I had 600 ability. Of course, now you can get these point and shoots that you can get like 32x optical lens for a camera that's under $500.
Yeah, the technology has made leaps and bounds in my lifetime, that's for sure.
So, Mark, we're sitting here. You got this lovely house. You got a swimming pool. How much you paying rent?
$1,100.
$1,100 a month. You have $1 million view. You're right above the river. There's no houses below you. Um, so, just give me your ideas of the quality of life since you moved here.
Well, this house I would never have been able to afford in America. I had a hole in the wall, 1 bedroom apartment with loud neighbors that I paid $1,200 a month for. And that's $100 more than I pay for this, which is a 2 bedroom house with a swimming pool and a view. So that's a change. Although it's a little stretch for me, and I'm going to have to downsize when the lease runs out. But there's plenty of places here that are very affordable.
Yeah, 600-700 bucks a month. You can get
Yeah.
you can get a place that's still up here in the mountains, still have a decent view, maybe a 1 bedroom, 1 bath, and yeah. Is this place furnished?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
And in 2010, Bush, the recession, the Great Recession, wiped me out financially totally. At 57 years old, I had to start over again. No savings, no anything. And just in the time from 2017 until 2020, I managed to get a decent job and build up a little bit more uh, savings. Plus, I started on Social Security, which is now in severe jeopardy.
Yeah, it's in jeopardy.
But that's my only income is the Social Security. And if that's gone, I'm screwed. I would only be able to last for possibly a year on my savings, but that's about it. And then I'd be flat broke. Unless I find a job, but jobs don't pay much here.
Well, yeah, and there are real issues with working in Costa Rica if you're not a citizen. So if you were to give some advice to some people who are coming to Costa Rica to go birding and to do photography, give me a list of places that you would think that they might want to go to, and what kind of equipment they might or might not need. Maybe you don't need real expensive equipment anymore.
I don't think so. I mean, the camera that I have now, I've had for almost 15 years, and I've never needed anything more. It does a great job. But as for places, I really have no favorite places. A lot of times I go to places where the hotels and set up feeders and stuff, and it's easy to get pictures there. But basically, if you find yourself surrounded with trees, just sit down and wait. They'll show up. I mean, you may have scared them off when you arrive there, but after about 15 or 20 minutes, they'll all filter back. So, and then you just sit there and wait till they land in front of you, and there you go.
Have you done any photography over on the Caribbean coast?
I did. I went to
Puerto Viejo?
Port Viejo, yeah. I've been there twice, and it's a nice beach, and there's loads of marine birds there that are unlike on the Pacific coast. There are just piles of them. They're all different kinds. There's ospreys and hawks and vultures and all the little colored birds, and it's pretty nice, actually.
Yeah, when I was there, I did a couple of tours into the Talamanca jungle, and yeah, wow, that was an adventure.
But basically, it's you can do it just about anywhere, but as long as you've got a water source and some good fruit trees and stuff around, you're in business. All you gotta need is patience after that.
So we would say, come on down to Costa Rica.
Sure. Just keep in mind that everywhere you go in Costa Rica, the average speed works out to 30 miles an hour. So when you're looking at the map, find out what the mileage is, and you'll find out how long it takes to get there, and you'd be surprised. because the average speed around here is 25, 30 miles an hour no matter where you go.
Yeah, the only place that's different is on when it from Cañas up to Liberia, where it turns into a 4-lane.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mark, thanks for talking to us today, and I look forward to getting some of your photos to share with this video.
Sure. Okay.
Pura vida.
Pura vida.
If you like this video and others from 105-Minute Meals, please subscribe. Hit the like button and hit the bell button so that you get notifications when we come out with new videos. Pura vida from Costa Rica.